Okay, I'm live. Yes or no? Could somebody hear me, or did I forget to fucking turn the mute back on or back off? Somebody reply because I don't know what to do. We're gonna have to. What do you call it? Get JJ. Somebody let me know if they could hear me. Somebody, can you hear me? Yes or no? You could hear me? Somebody could hear me? Okay, good. All right. I wasn't sure because my son said he did something on my computer and I wasn't sure whatever he did. Anyway, thank God that fucking prick is not here today. Doing that show with him Monday was tough. I mean, I guess I like doing it with him, but sometimes, but I don't know. I think either he's walking on eggshells or I'm walking on eggshells. I don't know. See, Nick is here, Sue's here, Spa World Sports is here, Mike Carr. Mike, we're gonna have some winners for you today. It's gonna be a pretty good show. But you know what? This is gonna be probably a clean show. Not for no other reason, but I forget to talk about stuff that I really need to talk about. So I have a couple of stories for you. We can start out with that. That's not an issue. Let me just make sure I close all these other windows. I got more fucking computers going on. I still don't know what I'm doing. All right. That's good. Next. Okay. We know one thing. If you watched the show on Wednesday, no, today's Wednesday. If you watched the show on Monday, I made an early bet on Florida State minus 2.5. That's still a play. What I think I'm going to do here is still betting 30 games. Corey, I don't know. I think he sent me. I'm replying. I'm sorry, Corey. He sent me kind of like not a nasty, but kind of like I think he made a fuck out of me with the Boris Pichikakov and all them stupid bets that I gave him. Because he's like that. The email read, "Thanks, Facts. I thought we were friends," and I typed back and I said, "Couldn't get a line," and he typed back, "Very funny." So I guess he knew after a while. I mean, he's still an idiot, but I don't know if he's still betting 30 games a day. I should bust his balls with home and say, look, I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you the winners this weekend. We only got 28, not 30. Okay, I'm gonna start this off. So before I backtrack, Florida State Friday, we're in. No, the same old shit, Greg. I got fucked with my pool guy today. He wasn't supposed to close my pool, and he comes here, closes it early. Then he says he didn't close it because I didn't buy the new covering from him. That I went with a competitor. It's like you're not going to close the pool. I already fucking paid you for it, and they're motherfuckers. It's crazy. All right, so I got to stop reading these. But then people ask me questions that are important and I don't answer. They feel like I'm not listening to them. I try to listen. I try to be an attentive person. That's the way I am. So yeah, what I did was I played Florida State in the first half earlier today. I know I didn't talk about that. I played minus 2.5 for the game, but first half I'm going to use them as well, -1. They got out real fast in their game against LSU. We had Central Florida against Louisville, who got out very slow. So I think Florida, if we're going to bet them to win the game, they should have won the first half. I think they'll get out pretty quick. Packers and Broncos in the same situation, playing couple things off embarrassing losses. Wes, another fucking country I heard from. Wes, you come back, chime in later. Talking about college now. And you know I love you. Good poster. But slow down. My son just says just unmute myself. Let me just reply back to this asshole. You know, I could bury him if I want. And I should. Should I bury him with stories? True fucking stories? Because I would have no reason to lie about it. That's what you do. All right, first let's get Florida State. And we're good with Florida State. We're first half, we're going to play them for the game. We'll talk about Thursday game next. But I'm going to give you my first JJ story. I'm going to give you an only JJ story. I'm going to raise my right hand to God. No reason to lie. Joey, you tell him this fucking story now. You know this story. You bust his balls on this because this is a fucking non-Jersey move. This is a non-Italian move. This is a punk-ass move. We're at Harris. um, 10 years ago. Yeah. He didn't, just out of respect, he did not know or was not dating his current wife at the time, so he would have done nothing wrong. So we're at the Oyster Bar at Harris. Corey, you know where it's at. At Harris, the old, 10 years ago, that's the place. So we're there, and there's a waitress that comes by, and she's not a fucking 10. She's an 11. I mean, she's an 11. So my son then, he's a little more outgoing now. The thing is, he was very shy back, well, till he started hanging out with me more. But anyway, so I'm trying to get it solid. I'm like flirting with the waitress. And I promise you, 10 years ago, I had not one gray hair on my head. Not one. Okay, coincidentally, my daughter's 11. You know where that came from. But the waitress came by and she's like, hey, was you guys you hanging out with your older brother? Like to JJ. And so she's like kind of flirting with him. I was impressed. She thought I was his older brother. Again, no gray hair, fucking dark hair. You couldn't find any gray hair, not even on my nuts. Anyway, so I looked a lot younger. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm saying to myself, this girl seems a little flirtatious. I said, Jay, she's really talking to you, make a move. Nah, what am I going to say? I said, what do you mean, what are you going to say? This girl's fucking got tits bigger than Manhattan. She's got a body like a racehorse. I mean, 23 years old, 24 years old. I said, you got to be nuts. And he didn't say anything. Now I'm getting really disappointed. I'm like, this fucking kid is not saying nothing. So I walk up to the girl. She comes by. She brings us our drinks or whatever it was, or salads or whatever. And she comes by, and I'm trying to remember because it was Bernadette. I said, Bernadette, you sound like an Italian girl from the neighborhood. And she said, well, I'm Italian, but I'm actually from Southern California. So I said, great. I said, listen, I got an issue here. I'm here, like, with my son for the weekend. I appreciate the brother thing, but it's my son. And I'm thinking to myself, he doesn't want to hang out with me. And I know he's staring at me, he likes you, but he's a shy guy. And she's like, he's actually pretty cute. And she's like, you're cute, right? She says to my son. And then he's like red as a fucking beet. He doesn't say nothing. I mean, come on, you're fucking putting on a T here, right? Just lock this up. He still says nothing. So I said, look, I figured given the choice, a 22-year-old, who'd he rather hang with? Somebody like you or somebody like me? He can hang out with me all the time. But somebody like you, he doesn't get them opportunities a lot. And she's like, I'd love to hang out with him. So she says, so Pop, what time is, she says, oh, Dad, what's his curfew? I said, as long as you have him home in 2 days, I don't care. She says, well, put it this way. It might not be 2 days, but he won't be home in the morning. And I damn, slam fucking nut. I'm a closer. I can do that shit. I had game. I mean, I guess I still have game if I wanted to. But so she leaves. She's like, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean what am I doing? He's like, what the fuck are you saying? Why do you got to start? Every time I go out, you're always trying to make a fool out of me. I said, pal, I'm trying to get you laid. That dick's not just for pissing. So I kind of got a girl back home. I'm like, no, you don't have a girl. And wait a minute, even if you have a girlfriend back home, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And it's not a girlfriend. It's a girl that throws you a pity fuck once in a while. You'll never score this fucking tail. Never. And he's just like, I don't believe this. So she comes back and she's like, I get off at 8. What do you have in mind? His exact words. It's like, really, I'm really, really flattered, but my dad and I were supposed to see Penn and Teller tonight. I look at him. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He said, well, I thought you said you were going to get Penn and Teller tickets. I said, Penn and Teller tickets, or take this girl and degrade her and fuck her inside and out and fucking spank her and have a good... He's like, well, I mean, I thought we were going to hang out. Fucking turn the dime piece down to go see Penn and Teller. Joey, no reason to lie. Next time you see him, you go bowling with him or whatever it is, you tell him, hey, JJ, I don't want to talk about baseball. I don't want to talk about broads. I want to talk about Penn and Teller. You fucking half a sissy. True story. No reason to lie. He'll deny it like he always does, but fuck him. It's true. All right, that's the JJ story. We'll get to more later. What do you think we talk about Thursday football? Okay, everybody likes NFL football. Did well last week. Here's what I did. I bet the Kansas City Chiefs. They were -3 at -112. But too many brains. I decided I can lay 2.5 minus 130. So that's what I did. Win by a field goal. I win the bet in the first half. That's all I'm looking to do. I don't want to push. I think they'll probably win by more than 3, but I'd rather lay 2.5 minus 130 with a home team and a team that starts really, really fast. So I'm going to like that one. I'm going to play. I'm not going to do the game. I'm just going to play the first half. Kansas City Chiefs. How do you put that? Like Factsman's picks. Anybody that's working here, put like, pick for Thursday, Factsman, first half, Kansas City. You know how you put in that little thing there next to my name? None of you guys know what the fuck is going on. None of you. I got to sit here. I'm on an island. I'm on a fucking island. Somebody. Well, Tony, somebody. Tough Tony. Tough Tony from Tennessee. Keg. Joey, somebody. Type my fucking pick in there. Fuck you then. You guys know. That's what I like. I like Kansas City. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple things different today. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep it clean outside of that. Well, the JJ story wasn't a bad story. The story I'm going to tell you later is going to be a bad story. So what I want to do is, a lot of people ask questions about games. So I think we should talk about games. But the one thing I want to let you guys know. Hey, Vipe. Mark, all you guys. Facts, your son knows this. Yeah, of course he knows. He was fucking there. All right. We'll talk about some games. Now, the one thing that's really, really important to me, it's like, oh, great game. Please, I'm begging you. I don't give a fuck how many games we win, whatever. Do not say great game, fucking unbelievable picks. I don't like it. Because you know what? I'm going to lose like a motherfucker one weekend. And I don't want everybody saying, hey, you really suck. Well, you can say it because I'll just come right back at you. It doesn't matter. I'm not one of these people but you know what it is? Like I say, I wake up 0-0 every day. That money's all spent. So whatever I won or lost or whatever, just take it one day at a time. But I appreciate that you guys are happy that you win a game, but you got to maintain the same kind of personality, win or lose. It's a fucking roller coaster, and this is a roller coaster life. And I don't get too happy when I win, too sad when I lose. So here's a game I want to discuss with some of you guys because it's my school, University of Miami. I didn't bet this game, and again, this is important. We're discussing this. I'm not betting it. I will tell you on Friday. I will give you the Pepto-Bismol upset special, just like the fucking Bears. I will give that to you and tell you. I'll put my hands on my balls and say, bet this fucking game. It's a winner. End the story. You'll know I mean it. But when we're discussing games, I'm going through different angles, maybe some of your thoughts. But here's something that I always like to look at Miami because it's my school. Playing A&M, here's what I do know. Miami's really, really fast. They're really well coached. They're not as physical as they were in years past, but they're really, really fast. I watched them against Southern Miss. I bet them against Southern Miss. They something wasn't right. They just weren't right. I mean, you could see the talent, you could see the speed. They were just off. They just weren't clicking. Miami's either really, really good, and we don't know it yet, or really, really overrated, and we do know it. That's a game where I'm interested. In Texas A&M. Do they bounce back? Or are they overrated? Jimbo Fisher's a fucking douche anyway. You know his wife was fucking a college kid. That's why I got divorced. That's a true story. Look it up. I'm a fucking journalism fucking major. I know, but that's a true story. That's why I got divorced. I think she was actually fucking a college kid, like a college grad or whatever. Like a what do they call them when they come back and teach? But the kid was in his 20s or early 20s. But that's a true story. Plus, he's a goofy looking fuck. The only thing I know about Jimbo Fisher is he was born like 4 houses away from a real good friend of mine, Mike Patrick, who used to do Monday Night Football. He's my neighbor and one of my closest friends. Mike Patrick is a super guy. And you would never think me and him would be friends because he's so mild-mannered. But they lived in the same town, like a popular. Him, Mike Patrick, that jerk-off, Jimbo Fisher, and Stonewall Jackson. 3 fucking people born in the town, probably with a population of 200. West, Nebraska probably shows up this weekend for their new coach. I don't know. It's not a matter of showing up. They might not be good. And it's not like he's a new coach. He's just one of the same fucking jerk-off coaches that are on the staff that they fired. So it's pretty much, same tree. I don't know. I mean, it could be possible. I don't know one way or the other. But you could be right. So yeah, so I don't know. Is A&M that overrated? And why is this line dropping? I mean, this game is like 5 and 5.5 when it opened at 6. SEC teams through their history at home, especially going on out of conference, that line will always move towards the home SEC team. It's moving away from them. So maybe somebody knows more than I do. I don't know, but I mean, I'm a Miami guy. I'm going to root for them. Are they? Again, Miami will beat them without the points, or they'll get blown out. We'll find out who's for real in that game. So that's another thing. Now I'm going to give you a scenario, like scenario bets. These are interesting things that I think of. I look at games, and again, this is not a pick. This is just something that I'm taking notice of. The game is Iowa and Nevada. Okay, and this is the thing that I think you're going to find interesting, or something that you guys should fucking start learning how to do if you want to make money instead of going fucking mowing lawns or whatever the fucking kind of jobs you guys have. I don't know or care. Okay, so Iowa's minus 24, yet the total is 39.5. I'm not good at spelling, but I'm pretty good at math. So how the fuck is Iowa 24, but the total is only 34.5? I'm looking, I'm saying, okay, if you bet Nevada and over, just say you make a straight bet, $100 on Nevada, plus 24, $100 on over 39.5. You're just gonna need 8 points to guarantee a split. Nevada only has to score 8 points. 8 in 4 quarters of football. That's 2 points a quarter. Now, you would think they would score 8 points, right? You would think they would. So I think that if you're betting that game, you're betting Nevada plus the points and over. And at worst, you could split as long as they score 8 points. Now, unless they have a team total of 8, then I guess that's a play. I'll get to the meat man card in a second. So Nevada is not exactly like some fucking punk team. I mean, they're not as good as they probably were in years past, but they're 2-1, averaging 34 points a game. All right, against shit teams, I get it. No big deal. But look at fucking Iowa. In 2 games, they've only scored 7 points in each game. I mean, they didn't even kick a fucking field goal. But they'll score on Nevada. But my point is, they'll score, but 24 points. Don't you think the correlation of going over in Nevada would work? Or you could bet Nevada, you could bet the other team in under. I don't know. But I'm thinking I would take my chances that they would score 8 points. And I know Iowa's got a good defense, but shit, you can get a touchdown, a fucking block punt, a turnover, a sack. I mean, anybody could find a touchdown, I mean, and 8 points. I mean, I think they would score 8 points. I would think they would, but that's just a good angle to play. I use that angle to say the worst I could do is lose $10 juice. The best I can do is win $200 if I'm betting $100 a game. I don't think I would lose both bets. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at there. And plus, Iowa's overrated. I don't like that. Same kind of game that I want you guys to think about, and this is another one. I looked at the Fresno State USC game. Okay, USC is minus 13. The total is 73. Like I say, the total will always give you the side. The total will lead you to the winner, or the winner will lead you, or the side will lead you to the total. You just got to know how to read it. So we got USC. I mean, Fresno State beats Cal Poly. That's a fucking school. They actually play football there. I know it's shocking, but they do. They Fresno beats Cal Poly 35-7. They get into a shootout with the Beavers, Oregon State, 35-32. So, I mean, they score points, But now, this is basically a computer-generated line. What I mean by that is a lot of times there's no way you can put a line on a game. There's no what they call them now. It used to be odds makers. It used to be line makers. Now they're traders. There's no way a fucking trader is putting this number 73 and 13 because it's wrong, number one. So when I say a computer-generated line, is USC's averaging 53 points a game, 53.5 points a game. Fresno's averaging 33.5 points a game. They're talking about 86, 87 points combined. They can't make it that high. They drop it a little bit. If you make it interesting, people like betting overs. They put a high number on it, so boom, they make the total that high. USC scores 41 against Stanford, which Stanford isn't horrible, and they score 66 against Rice. I told you when I first did these videos or early, USC will score 40 plus in every fucking game with that coach. I mean, there's no question. They'll score their points. So I think you do two things here. If you like USC, you bet USC and you bet under. No doubt. You bet USC and under. There's no other USC and over. I think if you like the dog, you like Fresno, you bet Fresno and the under. Fuck, you could lose that game 42-30 and win both bets. Think about it, 42-30. I'm right. Fresno, USC is going to score 40. And hey, what do you call it? You can win both fucking bets on a 42-30 score if you like Fresno and under. If USC wins, this will be the best defense that Fresno will have faced. And also, I always learned one thing. A positive and a positive always equals a negative. You get two teams that fucking, score points. It's always a low scoring game. You get two teams that couldn't fucking score at the 1 yard line. The games are always high. Just to me, it's always been that way. So I think in a game like that, it's whatever you think. It's not going to be one or the other. It's USC and under, or it's Fresno and over. It's what you think. It's how you're reading the line. People read lines in a different way, different ways. So those are just some things that I do. Then out of them games are not on my card. I like doing them kind of things because I'm doing them for a long fucking time. So I hope you learned something from that. So now that brings us into type of bettors. Okay, we're talking about the lines. We have what we call value bettors. Okay, you see, I don't have to be like a motherfucker and cursing all the time. I do know this shit. I'm fucking doing it a long time. So I always see these people talking about like, oh, there's value on this, there's value on that. Look, I'm not I don't want to say, I'm not one of these big value fucking gamblers. All right, before I finish the story, Kirk, what happened to the meat man? He died. I think he was probably one of the first people with COVID. They found him dead at the circus in his room. That had to be what Corey would know, about 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Corey, he was a fucking nut, meat man. I liked him though. He was funny as fuck. So yeah, so when I say value, here's what I mean. People go to Costco or Price Club or whatever them motherfuckers are. February, yeah, it's been that long, shit. So I don't need 46 rolls of toilet paper. But I mean, some people say, well, for the fucking price, I'm paying half price, but buy 46 rolls or fucking 180 rolls of paper towels. There's value when you do it that way. There's no value in losing money. And even like this, I got the best of it. No, you didn't. You lost. You lost. You get the best of it when you're in Vegas or at a sports book and you cash a ticket and they hand you money. That's when you got the best of it. Yeah, but facts. I beat the closer, and I just got a bad break. First of all, most of you motherfuckers, 99% of you don't even know what beating the closer means. You have no idea. I beat the closing line. No, you didn't. You don't even know what it is. Now, beating the closing line, people would think, well, the game's right ready to start. It closed at 5.5. I bet it, and I got the best number. Well, I got the best number on 3 games that I'll talk to you about on Friday. That they'll never see that number again. It's just continually to move, but I got the best number. So technically, I beat the closing line on the opening line. So beating the closer means he's getting the best line, a line that will never be available again. So I have lines 23 with Nevada. No. So if I'm getting a line, if I'm laying 5.5 on a game, I'm not gonna fucking. Might as well just tell you. I bet 9.5 on NC State. Was it first half? Where was it? I got it here somewhere. I forgot. Anyway, I'll just use that as an example. I don't want to. I'll go over the other plays later. If I bet a game at -9.5 on Monday, and I think goes to 11 or 12 come game time, which I usually know that they will go that high. That's why I do what I do. Then I got the best line, so I beat the closer because it's never going to see 9.5 again. So now the people that come in late, okay, favorites get bumped up. they've come back and they're grabbing the fucking short. They're taking the dog at plus, 10.5 and 11.5. They say, I beat the closer. I got plus 11.5 when, that thing was 9 or 10. Well, fuck, I'm a sharp guy. I bet I got 11.5 points. No, because I beat the closer. Now the game ends 15. They lose. And they say, hey, I lost the bet, but I still beat the closer. I was on the right side. No, you weren't. Look, this value stuff is good, but you have to have some gamble and some handicap in you. You got to at least study or know what's going on or have a feel for it. If you come to me, if Eric comes to me and says, listen, I don't know what it is, but every time I have a turkey club sandwich, I go 3-0. Well, Eric, if that's the case, the next time you have a fucking turkey club sandwich, fucking email me because I'm betting what you're betting. Because this is all, look, this game, you do your homework, you be smart, have a horseshoe stuck in your fucking ass and a rabbit's foot in your front pocket, and you're fine. Because, yes, I know it's bad luck to be superstitious, but fuck, I am. If somebody's running good, you got to just follow that. 23 Angelo, line with 20, lines 23 with Nevada. Where are you betting in Nevada? I got it. I bet it at bookmaker at 24. So, I didn't bet it. I saw it at 24. I've seen him bounce around. But again, you could always adjust that or wait. That was an example anyway. I didn't bet either game. I can give you my word on it. So when they say I beat the closer, and again, the value bettors, they look at it like there's no handicapping involved when it comes to value betting, and so basically there are a group of people that do okay, that will lay 6 and take 8. They're kind of getting an idea on they're trying to catch it in the fucking La Banza right in the middle, hoping the game falls 7. And I get that. And there are people that can do that. But those people are putting out a lot of money in the course of a week. And I think that's what, and there's no harm in that. And that's a good way to make a living if you can do it. And if you know which way the games are going to go, otherwise you're going to eat a bet you don't like. So yeah, there are people that can do that. But I just wasn't a guy. I'm just not a guy. And like, I know Joey's a baseball guy. And I think my son is like that. I don't know if Joey does this, but I don't think Joey would bet a game in baseball. If Joey likes the Phillies tonight, like for argument's sake, I think he liked Philly. If he likes Philly at, plus 120, right? If all of a sudden Philly went to minus 120, he may get off the game, but he's not going to turn around and, he liked the Marlins. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's not going to get off the game and say, okay, well, fuck it. I'm betting the Phillies because there's value. Well, there ain't no value. The value is Joey's knowledge of him liking a certain game, which gives him an opportunity he's not going to turn around and bet the opposite because that's not value. That's just fucking completely switching. If you're going to let 40 cents change your mind on a bet, you don't like the fucking bet in the first place. That's just the way it is. So I know, like, my son, my son is he does it. He kind of does it nice. He kind of like, he makes good points when he does it. I just couldn't do it because I guess I taught him to, like, maybe in a conversation I said to him something like that. How do you like in a tennis match tonight? I'm like, fuck, it's a coin flip. I might as well just take the dog. And I mean that. If it's a coin flip and if it's a game that's like, if I have no opinion and no idea who's going to win the game, and yeah, I would do that. I can see that. But to me, that's just being smart. That's just, hey, if you want, look, I always said this to somebody, if you want to flip a coin with me and give me 6 to 5 on a coin flip, I'll own your house, wife, and kids by the end of 3 years. That's just the way it is. So if I can get a coin flip and you want to give me 120 on a coin flip, I'll do it all day long. To me, that's value. But I'm not going to bet against something I like, or I'm not going to sit there and say, yeah. And we all do this when we're talking about games. We try to make cases. Well, Alabama could win. They could lose to fucking, Western Kentucky if this happens, or if that. If you need to make a case on what could happen for you to win money, you're a fucking moron and don't bet the game. Look at the next game. Go down. That's why you have options. You don't have to play every game. It's just what you need to do. Now, again, I'm just trying to give you this stuff, not because I've been through it, and I get a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing, the people are doing out there is is real interesting stuff to me because it's new, and I like it. But I spit facts, right, Erwin? Erwin, that's a pretty cool first name. The last name don't ask me to pronounce, but Erwin's a good name. I'm a triple OG. Damn, that's pretty good. Send the Factsman an email. Make good bets, avoid dumb mistakes, stay in the game. That's right, Cora. Cora, you know me a long time. You know I'm fucking on par. What I said fucking 15 years ago or 20 years ago doesn't change today. But yet my son calls me a dinosaur. You know, call him whatever he wants, but you know, he fucking called me a dinosaur when I hooked him up with the girl that he wanted to go watch Penn and Teller with instead. You know, that's I'm still ashamed. I'm still ashamed of him from that. I really am. So I got a funny story for you. Shocking. I'm at the Union Plaza Hotel in Las Vegas. I wasn't married at the time. I might have been married. I might have been with JJ's mother, but fuck, I mean, I didn't. That's not cheating. That's just, you know, getting exercise. So I'm in Vegas, and there was a redhead dealing blackjack, and I was there for like 4 or 5 days. I forgot what it was, and she was stunning. She was really good, and she had a pair that beats a full house. I mean, fucking stacked. So I said, sit down at the table. I don't even play blackjack much, you know. So I'm sitting down, they're like trying to make conversations. Like, hey, you know, maybe we'll have a drink when, you know, time you get off. Nah, sorry, you know, I don't date, you know, I'm not dating, you know, people that come to my table. Fuck. Hey, you know, guess what? I got 2 tickets for Siegfried and Roy, you know, whatever. Fucking front row seats. You want to go? And I'm pretty good at shit like this. You know, I got game. I've had games, especially when I was younger. I couldn't budge this broad. I couldn't fucking do it. I didn't know what else to do. And I wanted to fuck her in the worst way. So I walked up to the table, I'll never forget. It was about like 7 o'clock at night. She got off at 8. I knew that, so I was always trying to go there and play. So anyway, I go there and I put $100 black chip on the table. And she's like, how are you? And this and that. So I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to fucking double this. If I win, I'm going to double it and keep going and going and going until you have a drink with me. And she's like, sure, okay. She's like, you don't give up, do you? I'm like, well, no. You know, I'm not a quitter. So I put $100 down. I win the first hand. Win the second hand. Let the 2 go. Now I got 4. Let it go. Wins, I got 8. She's like, look, you don't need to impress me. Okay. It's 8. You just won $700. I mean, you know you're going to eventually lose. I said, you're going to eventually have a drink with me? She's like, no. I said, then fuck you. 800 goes. 20. Dealer's got 19. Winner. I got 1,600. She's like, all right, this is starting to get silly. I says, it goes. Do we have fucking dinner? Yes or no? Are we going out for a drink? Yes or no? 16 wins becomes 32. So she looks at me and she says, all right, when is it going to stop? She says, you know what? This is silly. You started with $100. You got $3,200. I take 500. Here's a tip for you. So this isn't about money to me. So but I'm letting the rest of the money go. So she's like, no. She says, I don't want the tip. I don't want, no. Fucking 3,200 goes. Winner. 6,400. She says, look, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm going to ask for my break. This is ridiculous. So she says, I'll tell you. She says, just take the money and go. So she says, plus you can't bet 6,400. It's a $5,000 limit. And that was big back in the day. That was, you had to get approved for that. So I says, call the pit boss. So I called the pit boss. The pit boss comes over, and he's watching, but he comes over and he says, I said, listen, here's the deal. Either you let me bet $6,400 on his hand, or I will purposely go across the street to Binion's or to the Four Queens and fucking lose it on purpose. And the guy's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry, we can't do that. It's we can't go over the limit. So it's okay. So I said, looks like I'm betting 5,000. She says, look, I'll have a drink with you. Just take the money and leave. So I took 900. I took 4 and then added 500. Gave her a tip, and we met at a bar. We met at the Golden Nugget Bar, and had a drink. So I figured, after all this work, this ain't no fucking 3-hour close for me. I am, this is it. She's gonna get 15 minutes of my best fucking shit, and then, we're getting the fuck out of there, and getting nasty. So it was, I was pretty good. I guess maybe the blackjack not impressed her. I don't know, or she just thought I was crazy. So next thing I know, it's like maybe 40 minutes, 30 minutes tops. We were up in our room. I was staying at the Union Plaza where she worked. So I sneak her up in her room. Now, unbeknown to me, after all this chain of events, I'm not even thinking. So I get this girl naked and halfway through, before she went halfway into the room. So, finally, this is, I got this shit going on. So now, when somebody's working 8 hours, whether it's standing, whether it's whatever, I guess even girls tend to get a little gap oil, swamp ass, get a little nasty stink down there because you're working. It happens. It happens. What are you going to do? I was thinking about that, Robert. I said that. I could have hired a fucking 6 escorts. So she takes off. She gets undressed. And I'll tell you what. Fulton Fish Market in New York smelled better than this motherfucker. I had to fuck her with my head out the window. That's how bad, that's how stinky this broad was. But I toughed it out. I mean, I'm a trooper. I did my business. You know what I mean? I had to get fucking Listerine for like 3 months. But I did it. That was what I did. I went down there, you got to go through the whole fucking thing. You can't just go there and just fucking stick her. You got to lick her before you stick her. I just said that. You got to taste her before you baste her. I didn't say that either. That's so getting deleted. No, it's not going to get deleted. Anyway, that's my story. That's my fucking Union Plaza story. All right, where are we at now? Shit. How much time we got by? We're telling stories. 36 minutes. I ain't doing no fucking hour show today. Fuck that. That's too long. All right, we'll throw that out. We're done with that. We're done with the games. We're done with the Nevada and the Iowa scenario. We got the JJ story out of the way. We got Thursday. Friday we're doing Florida State first half. Friday we're doing the game. So that's good. I'm going to give you guys an early release. Okay? I'm going to give you an early release. That doesn't mean in a sexual connotation kind of way, but I'm going to tell you what I just did earlier. So, little bonus coverage for you. Saturday, first half, Wake Forest -9.5 home versus Liberty. I discussed Wake Forest. I told you they're a very good team. Score a lot of points. They're home. We are gonna I'm gonna lay 9.5 in the first half, thinking they're gonna win by 10 or more, which I think they will. So that is going to be an official complimentary free play to the Run Pure Bets family of people. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Getting exercise, you got to tell us about banging the girls. Oh, you remember that one? There was a time I must have told the story 10 years ago. Wes must be fucking following me forever. I fucked a girl that was so fat, and I didn't realize till like 10 minutes in that I wasn't even inside her. I was fucking a fat roll, and she had sweat, so I thought she was lubed. So I was actually not even inside this girl. It was just a fat flap. So when a fat flap feels the same as a real snatch, man, you're not getting enough pussy. I'm telling you. But yeah, you remember that, Wes? Remember the fat flap? It was a fat flap, not a fat roll. But yeah, I was guilty of that. She was so fucking fat. That was the time I was at the Flamingo. I walked in there. I was there for like a couple of days, and somehow I stayed at the Flamingo, and all of a sudden the fucking casino was empty. I was like, "What the hell's going on? It's like fucking busy time of year. Why is this empty?" And then I didn't see anybody in there, and so there was this girl walking by in she wasn't exactly a fucking lightweight, she was fucking heifer. I mean, I shouldn't talk. I don't make fun of people. I mean, yeah, I make fun of people, but anyway, she was an overweight girl. So I said to her, just like looking around, I was like, "Is there something wrong with the hotel? Like, there's nobody here." I said, "Unless everybody's at the buffet." Just like just something normal somebody would say. And she's like, "Hey, pal, listen, you don't have to fucking stay here. There's certain people that like this." I said, "Like what?" She said, "Don't you know what's going on here this weekend?" And I said, "No, it must be nothing. There's not a motherfucker here." She says, "This is a convention for BBWs and their admirers. I said, what the fuck is a BBW? Is that like British TV? She's like, you don't know what a BBW is? And I'm like, no, but I guess it has something to do with a fucking buffet because you seem pretty pissed at me. Unbeknown to me, it was big, beautiful women. That's the term. And their admirers. And their admirers are normally 90-pound dudes that are soaking wet that like these fucking blimps. Now, I'm not saying I never hogged it and fucked the fat girl. I mean, look, we all have. I mean, fuck, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're drunk sometime in your life. All right, 20 times in your life, sometimes. But this fucking lady got offended. I was like, there was just nothing but fucking fat people in this hotel, which was better than the midget convention I went to at the Hilton like 5 years prior. There was just fucking midgets walking down the fucking strip. There was 3,000 midgets at the fucking, not the Las Vegas Hilton. It was the MGM or Bally's or whatever it was. Bally's, but the one that before it burned down. Can you imagine being in a hotel with the fucking midgets, all of them? I fucked a midget once. No lie. I was nuts over her. I'm telling you, she was nice. No one's going to get that. That's fine. Anyway, all right, so where's my man? Oh, Terry's here. Terry, you're a good man. You're a good man. And it was a legendary story. And if you ever... Oh, Terry, taking one for the team, trust me. You've seen my son. I've taken a lot for the team. Or you've probably talked to my son. I've taken a lot for the team. All right, so we're going to do a recap here. Early release for Saturday. Wake Forest -9.5. Friday, Florida State. We already know we're going to play -2.5 for the game, but we didn't know is we're going to play -1 for the first half. Monday Night Football. Sure, we can lay 3 with Kansas City, and you can do that too. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm going to lay 2.5 and lay a little bit of extra tax. So what? If they win by 3, I'm going to be a winner. I'm going to be happy about that. You guys got to start telling people to watch this show because I think I get like $100 per view. So like if I can get like, no, I think it's like 5,000 a view. So that's like, you know, $50,000-$60,000. I'm fucking kidding you. If I was getting $1,000 a fucking view, if I was getting $1 a view, I'd be all right. My point is, I do it for fun. I do it because I love you people, and I'm a person of the people. Anyway, so yeah, so that's gonna be our recap. We got our Thursday football. We got our early game on Wake Forest. So let's see what we're gonna do for Wednesday. Would like you guys, for Friday, Factsman Friday. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a top teaser, like we always do. But I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna even though I don't bet them, but I'm gonna try to find numbers for you guys that bet the 2 teams 6 points and 7-point teasers or 6.5, however it is. I'll look at some games where I think they'll be value in. Our teasers are going to be a little bit different how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to give you an official teaser. I'm going to give you 3 games or 2 games. It's got to be 3. But I'm going to give you 3 or 4 options and say here are the best teams to play in a 10-point teaser. These are the best directions to go in. My mistake last week was, and I knew it because I never do it, and it's a lesson that we all fall back on bad lessons. Never take a 10-point favorite down to pick sounds easy. Hey, all I have to do is win the game. But truth of the matter, it's a stupid bet because a 10-point favorite beats a 10-point dog wins probably 6 out of 10 times, or 5.8 or 6, whatever. About 40-something% or something like that. That could happen, But it could happen. So it's not like it wasn't smart by me. I didn't think Duke would even be near that game. So I was totally wrong on that teaser there. The other one seemed to work out really well. But again, I want to give you guys some options on what to do and how to play it. And like I say, hey, this one works for me. And again, we're all dealing with different lines here. So a lot of things that I say that could appear to be losers might actually win. A lot of games that win might actually lose because with all the legal and illegal and fucking offshore books that are out there, I got 6 outs that I use that can be 9 if I wanted. I just can't keep up with them. But I shop. I try to get the best number for myself. I do that. So again, I'm just trying to lay out some information and, kind of have some fun doing these things. That's all. So yeah, so we'll get into that. We'll have a best bet for the weekend. Maybe a legendary story. So Terry shows up. That'll be fine. Richie, yeah, I'm on him. Richie, listen, I was tied up today. I got your message, but it was a crazy day today for me. So I'll give you a call tomorrow if you're around. We'll touch base. All right, that's it. What am I at? How many minutes? 44 minutes. Should be doing 45. But it's tough to do hour shows. I've done stats on this. The most effective videos, and people on this show, people that run Pure, think about this for a second. The most popular videos are videos that run between 6 and 9 minutes. There's the research on this. A lot of short videos are worth a few long ones. People get disinterested. Not with me, because I'm interesting. But, other people that might have my last name that could be. Fight anytime. Corey, good stuff. Thank you. Chris, same. But guys, show up on Friday and tell your friends. I'd like to see. I think it's human nature. The more people that you see that are involved in this and that are watching it and that are talking about it, and like I try to answer all these questions, it gets more fun, and I like that. Oh man, tell the story about the flat top. That's a classic. I don't know that one. I don't remember that one. The flat top. Tell a story about everyone about. I mean, unless it's a different name, but it's probably something I said. But remind T.Y. Fish, remind me of the flat top story, and I'll definitely do that. All right, listen, let's end this nonsense. They got the special today at the Olive Garden, so I got to get over there. Kidding. All right, guys, have a good week. Make some money tomorrow in football. Make some money, tomorrow, and we'll talk before the Florida State game. Any changes? So that's it. Have a great day. Thanks for showing up. And if you like the video, tell your friends. If you don't, keep your fucking mouth shut. All right, it's Factsman saying, I'm out of here like Vladimir. I just hit end broadcast.